Hello friends, welcome back to the EBKnits channel. It has been a little while and I'm sorry for that. Thank you so much for sticking by. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I love communicating with you, creating this community. Here comes my cat. And there's some new things going on here. So first, I'll share why I did this. Is my cat's tail. You can't see her body, but you see her tail. I'm back inside, which is unusual for my podcast. I usually like to podcast outside. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I was just feeling self-conscious about going out and recording today. Usually I'm just like, oh, screw that. I just want to enjoy the nice weather. But I don't know, there just seems to be quite a few people go outside, things going on, and I just feel uncomfortable with the camera and all of that. So that's something I need to adjust to. But anyway, so that's why I'm inside today. Maybe you prefer it without all the loud noises and stuff. Let's see if I can get through it without too much editing. Which brings me to my next thing. I was going to do this live because I wanted to avoid editing. But I realized I think I have quite a few pictures I want to insert and show you. So maybe another one will be a live YouTube. I've just kind of wanted to test it out and see. Like, I've seen other podcasters do live ones. I don't know if that will cultivate more of a community, if that will bring more people in to watch, or it won't affect the viewing audience at all, and so be it. So anyway, I just want to kind of experiment with that, but maybe next time, because like I said, I've got lots of pictures I want to show, and I just record on my phone, so I don't have like a phone or a tablet to show you the pictures right here and just hold them to the screen. So this is what we're doing. And I was going to share why it's been so long. So my last podcast was probably a month ago, because this is going to be the mid-May podcast, and it was, I guess, mid-April last time I talked. I skipped the beginning of May one. So my sister, last minute, she visited. She had a work trip that we literally found out about like the week before she came, and it worked out where we were able to spend a good chunk of time together. It was really fun. And she just started crocheting last year during the pandemic. So she was going to join the podcast, and we were going to do this podcast together. However, we just got so busy doing things, and we ran out of time. So there was no time, and then I worked every day since she left, and it's my off day. So here we are, and I think that's all the few details I wanted to catch you up on that we're not making related. So I don't even think I introduced myself. So sorry about that. We're 2-3 minutes in. So my name is Emily. Like I said, I did say though I'm coming to you from Orlando, Florida. I am a knitter, crocheter, maker, and my number one is knitting, but I do like delving into different kinds of crafting experiments as well. So I have a small business called EBKnits. EBKnits.org is where you can see my shop, my blog, my info, all of that. And I love to make mainly knit and crochet accessories and share them with you. So that is, and what I'm planning for today is the first part of the podcast. I'm going to kind of talk EBKnits, what's up, the newsletter, what's going on, what's happening right now in May, and what's new in the shop. And then I'm going to show you my personal makes because I do have some of those as well. So let's get started, shall we? So also another new feature is I usually record with my back camera. Today I'm recording with my front camera, so we'll see if there's a quality difference, but I can see myself, so this is just interesting. I'm looking quite red, I feel like, in my top, but, and speaking of top, I'm not wearing anything handmade today, actually. I really only have like one tank top, and I wore that last podcast, so I decided not to wear it this time. I have a turtleneck tank sweater thing, and I really love it, but it's polyester and it's really, really hot. So I want to make another one with cotton or natural fibers, and hopefully it won't be as hot as the polyester one. All right, so let's get into it. So what's new in EBKnits land? Number one, okay, first I'll just share. If you want to know what's up, you don't want to wait for these, you want to be the first to know, I have a newsletter that goes out around the first week of every month. And that's pretty much the only email I share with you. Sometimes I'll do a second. I think I'm going to do a second this month, in case you missed the first one. But you can subscribe to my newsletter list. In the description below, I will put the link. Okay, So what is new in EB Knits land? It is the super end of season sale. So you've heard me talk about this before, especially if, like I said, you're not new, but I started knitting by making hats, and that's what I love, and that's why I started EB Knits, to share my hats with you. And then I started creating other winter accessories, scarves. This year I had cowls and mittens as well. And even though I live in Florida, I still made these because I wanted to share them. And I love them. And this year is the first year I've ever used wool. As all of you know, I am not transitioning anymore. I'm focused on using eco-friendly natural fibers, including ethically sourced wool, the cottons, the utensils, that kind of thing. But of course, for these accessories, I was using wool. So I have a few here. I just brought out to show you. This is the everyday beanie. This is a design that has been in the shop since I started, and you can have it all one color, two colors, whatever. This is the blue and the gray with the pom, and there's one option. So this is a speckle beanie. This is Fair Isle. I really love this one. As many of you know also who have followed my brand know that I really love the pinks and the reds. Red, pink, coral, salmon, like those are my colors. So this one is kind of filled with that, and I love that. And this is the mega pom. So this was the like regular sized yarn pom, and this is the mega yarn pom. So, or giant, I think I call it. Okay, so I got on a tangent. I'll keep showing, but there's an end of season sale going on. So I still made the hats and stuff this winter season, even though I lived in Florida. I wanted to make them for all my family and friends still in Illinois or anywhere across the country. And if you are international, you can shop on my Etsy. Unfortunately, my website, EBKnits.org, I'm only sending to the US right now, but Etsy, I'll ship internationally. So these are up on both platforms right now. Yes, but unfortunately, so I made these for this year, but unfortunately they weren't that popular, to be honest with you. So that was a disappointment for me, because I had I was so excited to finally use wool, and I just think they're so luxurious. They're so comfy, they're so soft, they're, cozy. I'm a huge fan. So I was so excited, and then I was honestly a little disappointed that they really didn't sell. I sold like one, and I know they're a higher price point, so I understand that. I need to market to my ideal customer, and I don't know, I'm still figuring that out, but so anyway, love these, especially this one that I'm showing. Oh my god. Like, I didn't go back to Illinois because of the pandemic, obviously, this year in the wintertime. But if no one buys this one, I totally am keeping it for myself. And this is the one, and maybe I'll keep the other one too, the other reddish one. But this is one I would totally wear in the wintertime when I go back and visit. Like, it's so beautiful. It is just, anyway, yeah, it's beautiful to me. And this is a faux fur pom. These are also, faux fur poms are also an option in several different colors on my website. So I'm having a mega end of season sale. Sorry, I'm keep going on tangents, but all of my winter accessories are on sale. They're about 30% off, which is about $20 discounted for everything. And to be honest, because of the response to the winter collection this year, I don't know if I'll be making winter accessories again. So while I still love making them, I don't know. And now I have a bunch of wool on hand because I thought I would get more custom orders. And I have some wool on hand that you can see my farmer's tan right here. But just sitting here, and I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. I think I want to work with more summer fibers, just embrace the fact that I live in Florida, and embrace accessories that can be used more so for all year round and not so winter focused. And maybe that's how I'll diversify myself and make myself unique. So stand out from the crowd, or whatever you want to say. So for that reason, because I do have wool left, you can buy there's more than just these that are in stock in the shop. So I will send these out within 48 hours of your order. But I also have wool, so that means that you can the custom orders are also discounted. So it's not just the in stock, it's also custom. You can get in your favorite color. It's only select colors because it is just what I have on hand, but I do have a good amount of neutrals. There's like lots of black, white, tan. I got those the most because I've learned that the neutral colors are your guys' favorite. But there is some fun colors. Like, so I think there's a red. I got some Christmas colors. There was green, light green, navy, light blue, etc. So it's all there, EBKnits.org. And yes, so for you fellow makers or just someone checking out my website, this is called the Favorite Beanie because it's my favorite. And this is the red. All of my tags say EB on them, and they are cork. So they're made by Aldous Wood LLC, which is a small business based in Washington. Cork is a sustainable resource, so that is why I have switched from faux leather to cork tags. This is a faux fur pom. This is the cable headband. I will insert a link. I should get a pen. Okay, I'm just writing down that I want to make sure that I insert. I have a YouTube video, just like kind of a fashion lookbook or whatever you call it, where I'm trying on all of these accessories so you can see them on, since I'm not doing that right now. This is just the tan taupe color cable headband. This is another original headbands that have become really popular in my shop. I have this one. I have a daisy headband, which is new this year, which surprisingly hasn't sold, but I love it. And a twist headband, which has a twist detail at the crown. So those are those two. This is, like I said, the everyday beanie. If you want it more slouchy, you can just fold it down and have mega slouch, or just fold it up for a more fitted look. This is one of the favorites for a unisex, so it's going to be man or woman. This is the, I must have already said this too, speckle beanie in several different colors with the giant pom and the cork tag. So, sorry if I repeated myself there. Again, I'm going to repeat myself again, I guess, though, because I do love these. Like, they are so soft, they're so cozy, so durable. I really like wool. It's natural, like I said, ethically sourced, so I'm a really big fan. The more and more I work with natural fibers, both in EB Knits and in my own making and learning about these different fibers, I'm just so thrilled that I'm working with this. And I feel like people do have resistance to wool because of the price and because of they think it's scratchy, and it's not. It's not scratchy. I do understand the price, but it's so worth it. This will last for so many years to come, and I just think there's so many good things to say about it. So message me if you have any questions. They all ship in recycled packaging, and that is a story about these. So I'm just going to leave them behind me here. All right, so that is like the #1 announcement in the EB Knits shop is the mega end of season sale. So, or super end of season sale. Clearly, it is May. It is way past winter. We don't need. Well, actually, so in my Snapchat story notifications yesterday, a memory from 2019 camp. I was at one of my brother's baseball games, and in the crowd, we were all cheering. People were wearing beanies. So I guess it's not past winter beanie season yet. So if you still need one, there you go. Yeah. So, but it is pretty for most years. It's pretty past winter time. Pretty past time you need to wear a beanie. So it's called the Mega End of Season Sale. It is on right now at EBKnits.org. It's not on Etsy. It's only on EBKnits.org on my website. And like I said, I don't know if winter accessories will be coming back. So if you like it, grab one. I apologize for that background noise. That is my ice maker. So, apologize. All right. Next up, this isn't really this sun hat. I have taken out of the shop. So I love making these and lead to my personal makes. I'll share that I just made one recently as well. But I shouldn't say I love making them. I love the outcome. I love the way it looks right now. Making them is kind of boring and monotonous, to be honest. So that is why I've taken it out of the shop. I announced that it was leaving in my newsletter, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But it is now gone. If you really want one, I love them too, so message me and we can probably work something out. But for now, they're not available in the shop because I don't love making them, and if I don't love making it, then what's the point of having it in the shop and sharing it? So, yeah. But I do really love the way, I love wearing it. I wear it all the time. I love the way it looks. I love it hanging here. It brings me joy. So that is a sun hat. They are gone from the shop as of this week. So they're gone. And third item of business that I had in my newsletter. I don't remember the third item of business. It might have just been talking about the baskets again, which are coming. I keep mentioning them every single video. They're completed. They're coming. I've taken all the pictures. I just getting those listings uploaded, it's just taking me some time. I'm so sorry. But they're actually done. They're actually photographed. The pictures are edited. They just need to be listed. So I just need to get those listings up. That should happen soon. Unfortunately, my laptop just went kerplunk, so I'm getting it fixed instead of getting a new one, so it's just taking a little while. So if you want a basket, I'll send you pictures. Just let me know, but I figured it's okay because right now we've got the mega end of season sale going on, so we can focus on that. And then towards the end of the month, we'll have the baskets, hopefully some coaster cuties, some home decor. So that is coming. I think that's really it in EB Knitsland news. Yeah. Because right now I'm just like, I want to be making more for EB Knits, but I'm one, having a great time with my personal makes, and secondly, I'm just using up the yarn that I have. Like, I'm just trying to use the EB Knits yarn that already I have because I have a bunch. I've got t-shirt yarn here. I've got the wool that I was talking about. I've got a little bit of cotton from the coasters. I'm going to make some more coasters to restock because those did sell out over the winter time, and they're still available to custom order, but I feel like especially lately people like the in stock. Well, I go back and forth. I'm not sure, but for the coasters people have bought in stock, so yeah. So I'll probably make some more of those. These baskets I'm redoing. The coaster cuties, which are cute coasters with t-shirt yarn, I am making. I have some summer projects in mind, but I don't have of course, I have all this yarn on hand, but it's not the yarn I need for these specific summer projects. So that's why I'm trying to get rid of the stuff I have so that I can get new, because I've got more exciting products that I really, really, really want to make. So yes, that is what's up in EB Knits world. So let's transition, I suppose, into my personal making, because I can't think of what else is going on with EB Knits. So let's just do it. This is maybe a good transition. So for EB Knits, I have created, so I was into I guess I still am interested in watercolor. I was much more interested in it, and towards the beginning of the year, I don't know, I've kind of like fallen off, and this last round I didn't have as much fun. Maybe I need some better materials because I'm like running out of my favorite colors, so I don't have my favorite colors anymore. So this was one of my first like watercolor rounds. I just took pictures and printed, and then in Canva put thank you over them. So these are thank you cards that I'm sending out with orders. This is recycled paper that it's printed on. I just think it's so fun and beautiful. So I did try. My mom also really liked them. She's like, oh, she wanted some thank you cards to like for herself that I created, and so like I sent her some of these, and then I made some more. I had another watercolor little session the other night, and I don't love these ones as much as these super bright ones. And as much as I mess with the editing, I can't get them as bright. So I don't know, I was a little disappointed. Here's some more. So anyway, I don't know. This is just a little making show and tell. Here's my watercolors. I really like Jenna Rainey, her watercolor tutorials. I think she really also likes bright colors. I've realized, that I really like the abstracts, like the stripes and the like little random lines and that kind of thing. I don't feel confident enough in my skills for like portraits or landscapes or anything, so I shy away from that. I do tend to just enjoy the little abstract pieces. But I really did get into flowers a couple of little watercolor sessions ago. So there's some flowers that I made, and those were fun. So, but unfortunately, yeah, like these, like I said earlier, the warm colors, the pinks, the orange, the yellow, the reds, those are all of my like color zone. That's what I lean towards, and I have used it so much I'm like almost out. So I used a lot of purple and green in my other ones in my most recent session. I didn't love that as much, and blue. So anyway, that's just me yammering on, but that is something I did recently. So I just sent my mom a bunch of these thank you cards that, well, like I said, some of them are good, some of them I don't know, but she's my mom, so hopefully she's happy with whatever. And yes, so next up is, let's just go back to the sun hat. So I will insert pictures because I don't have it here. So for Mother's Day, I made my grandma a hot pink sun hat. She already, back when I first introduced the sun hats, she bought a white one, but she called me and told me that she couldn't decide between the hot pink and the white options, but she went with white because it was more neutral, it would match more and whatnot. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get the pink yarn anyway and then give it to her. And the time finally came around where I had time to make it, and it was a good time to give it to her, being the beginning of the summer. Her birthday's in December, obviously Christmas in December, so those two occasions were kind of silly in the middle of winter to give her a sun hat, so I thought Mother's Day was perfect, so I made her a hot pink sun hat. I really like the way it came out. I did it a little, it looks the same, but I did it double-stranded raffia for any fellow makers. This is Rah Rah Raffia by Wool and the Gang is the yarn I use. It is like a paper yarn, and I did it double-stranded with the hot pink one. And I think I'm going to try one for myself double-stranded as well and just see what I like better, the sturdiness. So we'll see. So that's one thing I've made recently. And like I said, I already gave it to her, so I can't show you. Or I shouldn't say I gave it to her. When my sister was visiting, I gave it to my sister, who then gave it to her for me. Now, this next item I have shown before, but not quite at this progress level. This is the Homecoming Cardi by Knit and Crochet. I am using Malabrigo. It is a worsted weight yarn, and here is where I'm at. It's basically like a vest right now. Still, I only have the sleeves to go. Everything else is done. Can you see? Here is the back. A little bit closer so you can see that stitch pattern. So it's called the Homecoming Cardi because of the way the collar and lapels are worked. However, what drew me to it wasn't that, it was this stitch pattern. So it's mosaic color work. It is, sorry, my cat's hair is on it. It is mosaic color work. My main color is, like I said, Malabrigo worsted in blue surf. And my contrast color is Malabrigo washted in Fortaleza. Here, if you can see this, it's backwards, but maybe? Oh my gosh, I saw, yeah, I don't know, but here. It is, so the blue color is a non-superwash, and the contrast color is superwash. Now, it's been really interesting because while I've worked with both before, I've never done them like at the same time in the same project. I'm not worried about that at all. But it's just been really interesting because I don't know if you'll be able to catch it, but just the difference. Here's like my ball of the blue. I don't know if you can see, but it just got more fuzz, and it's more I don't know what the word is. It just got more to it, I guess. And of course, I love that you can graft it split splice or graft it together. So there's not a bunch of ends for you fellow makers. I'm sure you know that. Whereas the superwash, there are. And also, this just feels more secure when I'm working with it. Like, I'm not worried about the stitches slipping. When I had to frog, the stitches just stayed in place. So it's been really nice with the non-superwash. Now, this one is superwash. So I don't know if you can see. Maybe if I hold them side by side, that'd be better. But like I don't know if you can tell. But I guess what I'm just trying to say is, like I said, this one's more fluffy. It's got more to it, and this one is, superwash treated. So it's essentially like treated in I think it's like a plastic or nylon-y type of thing. I'm not totally sure. I've learned that it's not very good for the environment. At first, when I was getting this, I thought, oh, wool is great no matter what, which I guess maybe it still is. Anyway, this is superwash. It does go through a treatment to kind of lose, yes, some of the... Basically, superwash wool is good because it's machine washable. However, it is kind of, I guess, more plasticky or whatever than others. It is like a color changing yarn, I guess you would call it. It's got a bunch of different colors in it. It's not the sun's like giving it a weird glare, sorry. But yeah, so these are my two colors. I think that's all I wanted to say about the superwash from non-superwash. Basically, I just have been super interested in working with them in the same exact project, and I really noticed a difference. And I do prefer the non-superwash treated versus this one. But it's really cool to just work with them side by side. So, in terms of this product, I think I'm making the size 2, which is for my bust measurement. I did meech gauge and all of that, but I wish, or if I ever did again, it's fine, it fits, but I would go up a size because for my cardigans, I like a little bit more ease. This one has less ease. A couple of notes. My ends are woven in for the most part, but I didn't cut the ends. I'm going to do that after blocking, so there might be some sticking out if you see any. I did this different. So I mentioned that the homecoming cardi, it's called that way because it's kind of supposed to be like a letterman's jacket when it comes to like this collar. I wasn't a fan of that from the jump. Like I said, what drew me to the pattern was this stitch pattern. However, you did it from the bottom up. I was thinking of doing just 2x2 like a classic 2x2 or 1x1 rib. However, I said, let me stick with the pattern. I'm going to go with what the pattern says. So I decided that from the jump, which is like garter edges. And so I tried. I followed a bunch of people on Ravelry. So what you do for this collar, everything is to the pattern except for right here. You make these 2 lapels, she calls them. Pick up stitches, knit the lapels. Then you pick up stitches and knit the collar, and you're supposed to like pick up a stitch from the lapel every time, and then halfway you would end. However, she said if you want to continue, you can just keep going until here, which is what I wanted to do because I didn't want the collar to stop halfway from the lapel. I didn't love that look. But I didn't love the look of that other option where I did just created like a really bulgy, bulky like collar that was like this basically. And I didn't love that, so I ripped that. I did this 3 or 4 times, like trying different options, doing different things, picking up less stitches, trying, and I just couldn't figure it out. So I am really happy with the way it looks now. I ripped the collar out and just picked up the stitches and knit it, and I didn't attach it to this at all. Then when I got the length, it's 2.5 inches, so when I knit up at 2.5 inches, did the bind off, then when I was all done, I seamed this together. Seamed the collar to the lapels, essentially. And I don't think you can see it too much, so I like that. You can kind of see it right here, like I can see in the camera, this bit, but I don't mind. This is an I-cord bind off. I did the last 2 rows and the bind off in my contrast color. That is not called for in the pattern, but I really, really, really like the way it looks. I'm super happy with that modification. And I think that's all I wanted to share. Did I say this is an I-cord bind off? It was my first time doing I-cord bind off. It was really, I just felt a very pink knits tutorial. It was really easy, and I really like the look of it. I think it looks really nice and put together. So overall, I am very pleased. I just have the sleeves to go, but usually I'm a monogamous, I usually have an EB Knits project and a personal project, and that's all. But because it is becoming summertime, it's getting so hot, especially here, I don't know. I don't work in an office where it's like air conditioned or anything, so like, I'm not going to wear this outside. I'm not going to wear it to work because, like I said, I don't work in that environment. So I'm just kind of losing steam. Like, when am I going to wear this? So I'm not sure. So I'm working on it slowly but surely, but I'm not in a rush because I'm not sure when I'm going to wear it. But I am working on another personal project. And I mentioned this in a previous podcast. It is, oh, I also need to grab something else. Okay. So it is the Ranunculus by Knit Cafe Midori High Rose. And this, I'm sure if you're a fellow maker, you've heard of it. It is super popular. And this is fingered. So I'm using Wool & Gang Glitter Ball sock yarn. I got this originally to maybe coordinate in my scrunchies that I was going to make for EB Knits. I've since decided I want to use looks like I was stopped recording. I've since realized I wanted to use natural fibers, like cotton or natural plant fibers and not wool or animal fiber for those. So I have moved this over to my personal stash, and I only have one skein, but another one of my favorite knitting podcasts, Knitting Traditions, Inga, she's based in Norway. I definitely recommend it. I always like watching the international podcasts too. She made a ranunculus with one skein of, hers was mohair or Surrey alpaca or something. It was, so I figured, let me just try it. I'm going to try and knit a ranunculus with one skein of fingering weight yarn. So I am using the suggested needle size. It is 6mm. Usually I knit pretty loosely, but in my gauge swatch, I hit gauge with the 6mm. I originally engaged with a 5.5. I was a little bit too tight, so with the 6, I met the gauge that was asked for. So clearly, here's where I'm at. I'm not very far. I have the ribbing and the very first little bit of lace done, if you can even, not sure if you can even see that on camera, but it looks really pretty to me. I really like it. So knitting with a fingering weight on a 6mm needle is going to create a very loose fabric. So it might be so loose I need to wear a t-shirt under it, or maybe just a bandeau, but I understand that that's what's going to happen. So if you're like, oh, that looks really loose or looks see-through, yes, it probably does. It may be a little see-through, but I really love it. And this pattern, I've heard a ton about this pattern. It's really, really popular. But so far, what I have to say is I love it. It is very clearly written. It is like written out step by step. There are links to all of the videos, tutorials, because some already, like I've done this kind of tubular bind cast on before, but like this lace stitch that I was trying to show, but I don't know if it's showing up. I've never done that before. That was really clearly spelled out in the pattern. So I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fun. I'm already thinking like, ooh, maybe I want to make one for my mom and my sister or something. And what am I going to use? I definitely want to try one with like a DK or a heavier yarn so it's less see-through. But I'm really loving it. So I'm excited for this project. This is like more of a summary. I'm going to do the short sleeve version. So I'm excited for that ranunculus. I'm storing it in a produce bag. This is a produce bag. And it's actually available in the EB Knit shop if you want one. There's a set of 3. This is the largest option, a set of 3, and it's got these cute little illustrations on it. So, funny enough. And I also have taken it to work with me because I really like, how people like bring socks to knit at work or around in their bags. I'm not a sock knitter. Maybe one day I will be, but for now my one skein and my small ranunculus project is what's in my little travel bag and my travel produce bag. That is all the knitting I have to show you. So I have some stashquisitions, which is rare for me. I don't often have those. I first fell for Stress Knits. Sorry for that crinkling. So Stress Knits she also has a podcast. She is a hand dyer in Michigan, so a fellow Midwesterner. She is around my age, so I think that's really fun. But on Instagram, she's recently gotten into gardening, and she had a flower mini set. Oh no, it wasn't just minis. She had like a flower-based collection release. So several of them were flowers. I chose the zinnia mix. I have been on a yarn diet for a while, but I went ahead and purchased this because when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, it's calling my name. So excuse the crinkling, but here it is. It's so beautiful. And then I think this was her husband who did these beautiful flower illustrations. So it's a DK weight. I'm pretty positive I am going to do a throw over. I'm going to use, I think these first 3 colors, I think. But maybe I will switch it up. And as my contrast, so the throw over is knit in worsted, but I checked the gauge, and the gauge is the same as my, it's Tana's Fiber Arts pattern. And it's, the Camaro sweater, that's what it's called now. I call it like my rainbow sweater, but I used a bunch of colorful DK weight minis and then a black body. Anyway, the gauge for that sweater I made, what my gauge for it was the same as the throw over gauge. So I was like, oh, I can totally do that. So I think I'm gonna adapt it. I'm gonna get some white or off-white for the body, and these, like I said, 3 of these is gonna be my contrast color, and that's my plan as of right now. I'm gonna make a short sleeve. I don't know that I've ever seen a short sleeve one, but it'll be an experiment, and I think it'll be fun. Just when I saw these colors, I was like, what can I make with them? What can I make with them? And this is the throw over is what I was like. I have that pattern. The gauge is perfect. I think these colors will coordinate, so that's what I want to do. So that is number 1 stash edition and what I want to do with it. Number 2, when my sister was here, one of the things we did was we went to 4 Pearls Yarn Shop. It is in Winter Haven, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Winter Haven. There's a lot of winter towns around here, like Winter Park, Winter Haven, Winter Springs. Like, I guess because they don't really have a winter, or towns are named in winter. I don't know. But anyway, I believe it's in Winter Haven, and it's called 4 Pearls Yarn Shop. It's a really big yarn shop. It's they're the owners of the shop. Their daughters make Emma's yarn, which I've seen like Casapinka work with, and Christy Glass Knit and Escape. So that's a pretty big deal. So I got 2 things there, which it was really fun. This is my first local yarn shop I ever went to. They were so kind, telling us like their daughter's story and this yarn for that, this yarn for that. But we got there at like 4:15, and I didn't realize it closed at 5. So I felt terrible. We stayed like till 5:15, maybe 5:30, and I didn't realize they were closing till people started leaving, and they were like, bye, bye. And I was like, when do they close? So I felt really bad. But here's my little goodie bag from there. So I will show you. I already balled up this one. I didn't get any Emma's yarn, which I kind of, like, I wish I would have because it's their yarn, but maybe next time. This is what I got. I got the Sammy Amano 100% Pruvia Pima organic cotton made in Peru. It is so, this color, again, it's just like my color, this corally. I would call it coral. I don't see the color on here unless I'm missing it. But this just color like screamed my name. I was like, this is me. So I got 4 of these. Are all 50 grams. They like scream my name. So I actually already started a little, I was gonna knit a crochet top by For the Frills, but I decided I'm not having a great time doing this crocheting after I just knit this little bit. I really wanted to knit. I don't know, knitting is just so much, I just felt like knitting is what I want to spend my time doing. So I have decided I'm going to make the Shelly Summer Top by Nancy Reese, who is getting pearly with it. And this, I have 4 balls of this only. I found a shop on Etsy that sells this as well though, so, or I could always get this online from 4 Pearls too, if I need more. But based on what I see in Nancy Reese's I'm sorry, I'm not sure how you say her last name, in Getting Pearly with It's page, I think this will be enough. And I don't know what's up with me lately, but like the cropped, I'm usually super shying away from, but I think, you know, the cropped really looks cute. I just need the right wardrobe to wear it with, so I might need some new pants. I've said this with another top I recently made, but I think, you know, it'll be worth it because I think it's really cute. So I think that this is going to be perfect with the Shelly Summer top. I will insert a picture. So that is what I'm planning, as of right now at least, to make with this yarn. So yeah, I do like figuring out what I'm going to make with it, because I've realized, like, I don't really love when yarn just sitting in my stash and has no purpose. I don't know. I just like knowing what I'm going to make. So this is the other yarn I got. It is Trailhead Yarns, hand-dyed vegan yarn. The color is Fundy Tide. It is cotton and linen. It is a lace weight. And then it says the Silk Road. Oh, Fundy Tide, the Silk Road. I'm not sure. You can see here. So here is their label, Trailhead Yarns. And then you can see where, not sure, maybe you can see. Is it focusing? But anyway, it is 100 grams, 630 yards. I balled this up all on my own. I'm gonna do it for this one too. I have two more oh no, I don't. Oh shoot, I only have 3. That'll be interesting. I might have to recalculate. I thought I had 4. Guess I only have 3. Maybe I'll have to recalculate. But no, I should be okay. We'll see. Okay, so my next, for this, I want to make More Thunder, and I'm gonna have to put the name of the top in the text here because I don't remember right now. But it is a summer top she released last summer, and it was made for like the Chelsea Yarns called it their cobblestone, but it's, you know, like the textured yarn. Again, I'm going to put it here because I, again, don't remember what kind of yarn that is, but like the yarn with a different little bit of texture. And this one kind of has it, like a thick and thin. Not really, but anyway, that pattern is a fingering weight pattern. I'm going to hold it double, so 2 laces should make a fingering. What I originally calculated, this should be enough. Like if I double strand these 2, and then I'll just work from both ends. I can't work from both ends if I manually ball it. I'll have to figure something out to work from both ends, most likely with this to finish it off. This top does call for a contrast color for a little bit of the lace work. So I want to get a contrast color as well, probably the same time that I get the white for this throwover. I will get a little bit of a contrast color fingering weight yarn for this top. Probably like a deep purple or blue or something, or it could be white or something totally different. There's tons of colors in this yarn, which is what drew me to it. It was actually on the clearance bin. That's kind of why I got it. But I think it's really beautiful. So that is what I got from For Pearls Yarn Shop. I'm really pleased with it. I love it. I'm also happy that I figured out what I think I want to make with it. That could always change. But, and I also this is a couple months ago now, but I've had Ravelry for years, and I've never used the queue, but I just made a queue. Well, again, not just. A couple months ago, I made a queue. There's like 75 things in it. It's mainly patterns that I own or like free patterns. Some of it is patterns that I want to get, and I was sort of saying, like, it feels good having a list of what I want to make next and not just floundering around in my head, because I'll think about it and go back and look it up and like waste so much time re-looking at the same thing a million times. And it's good just to have a queue and a place to like reference what I think my list is. Clearly, the next 75 are not going to be in the order my queue says, but it's just an idea and it feels good to have. So thank you, Ravelry, for that feature. Also on that, I just want to note that if there are any Ravelry users out there, like, I understand that Ravelry apparently has not been very conducive to people experiencing migraines or any problems with the new like layout and color palette and features and all of that. So I'm cognizant of that, and I want to support you as well, because that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say except that I want to acknowledge that and say I hold space for you, and how can I assist best? Because I think Ravelry, it seems by what they say that they care and they're trying to make it better, but I've also heard that like it's not getting better for some people. So so I would just like to know more, I guess, and tell me how I can be the best aid. So that is my note on that, because I wanted to acknowledge and not just flip over it. Yeah. So I've gone on and on. My mouth is getting dry already. I'm going to take a sip of water. That's about all I had to share. I guess I was just going to say that, like, so my sister visited earlier this month, or a couple weeks ago, and we had a great time. So I said I live in Orlando. A couple of places we went. So she is vegan. We went to Valkyrie Donuts. It's there's all vegan donuts except for one. So that was great, and those were delicious. Definitely recommend. Secondly, we went to Toasted Grilled Cheese. And again, they had a vegan cheese that Melissa said, my sister said was the best vegan cheese, or best melted vegan cheese she's ever experienced. So that was exciting. I had trouble remembering it because in Chicago there's Cheddar's. No, that's here. Cheddar's is here. Cheesy's is in Chicago. That's amazing grilled cheese too. So I had to remember the name of this grilled cheese, but this is Toasted's. So that's two places we went to eat, but for like junk food. But for like outings, we didn't go. So we're still cognizant like of the pandemic and trying to be safe. Even though she's fully vaccinated, and now I am, but at the time I only had one. Anyway, we went to a couple national parks, or state parks. One was Blue Springs. I think that's the one I preferred. I'm more into like the water, and they had two like entrances. One was more populated with people, and the second was specifically set for like, what's that thing when you like float down the river? Tubing people? I don't know. But that entrance was quieter and more secluded, and that was really beautiful, and that was fun. We went hiking. I'm not sure if it was the location or if it was just that it was super hot that day, and I did not like it because it was so hot. But also I would have canoed. We tried to canoe, but it was too late. I think the kayaking closed at 4. We were there at like 3:50, and they weren't renting them out anymore, or something like that. So that was disappointing. And when we got the brochure for a note, the kayaks were more affordable than at the next state park we went to. So then we went to Wakiwa. Melissa said she preferred that one. They did have more pronounced hiking trails, I would say. We did a whole 6-mile hike, and it was pretty. My note on that is that it was pretty. It wasn't really along any water, which is kind of like, again, my preference. She really liked it though, and that's what's important because it was her vacation. So it was nice. It was a good time though, and they did have both these places have springs, which are like 70 natural springs that are like 72 degrees year round. Blue Spring State Park. Actually, if you go in the winter time, it's supposed to be where a bunch of manatees go in the winter, so that would have been really cool. Clearly, we missed that. Wakiwa, the water, it just had like one very large place for people to gather, so we weren't super like interested in that because of, again, the pandemic. And we did kayak though, and I was a little disappointed. One, the kayaks were way more expensive than at Blue Spring. I'm not sure what the kayaking would have been like at Blue Spring, but at Wakiwa, I wasn't too impressed. I don't know. I've kayaked in other places. I guess I was specifically thinking of when I was in my Wyoming kayaking, and so that was like surrounded by mountains, and it was so beautiful. And this you're surrounded by green, but it was the same green we saw on the hike. So I'm not sure. I guess I'm just like, again, complaining and not being satisfied now. But was a little bit disappointed. I thought there would be something more stunning or beautiful things to see. So anyway, you don't want to hear that anymore. Those were a couple of things we did when Melissa was here. We also visited Plant City. We thought we had heard that that was supposed to be a really cute town. They are known for strawberries. We just missed strawberry season. That was in April. So maybe it would have been more fun then. But otherwise, I don't totally recommend it. That was pretty quiet. We come from a small town. And it was kind of similar. It's kind of similar. So anyway, maybe skip the Plant City. I've been to Lakeland. Lakeland downtown, I would say, was cuter than Plant City. That's my little review of things we did. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I've gone on and on. My throat is literally dry. I'm going to put my yarn away, edit this, and insert the pictures like I said I was gonna. And go check out my shop for the mega end of season sale for the winter accessories. Now that we just got done talking about all the summer things I just did. And look out for new things coming to the shop. Check out my Instagram or Ravelry pages if you want to keep up with my personal making. And thank you so much for being here. I am EBKnits on Instagram. My shop is ebknits.org. EBKnits on Facebook, but I really just share Instagram to Facebook. I'm not a huge Facebook user. That's all I got. So thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified. I should be here every 2 weeks. But clearly something came up this last time. So I should be back. This is mid-May. So, oh my God, June 1st, around June 1st. Time is flying by. All right. Thank you guys again. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you later.